We're kicking off with AEW as MVP arrived in the company during the Grand Slam Dynamite, and he brought in Shelton Benjamin on the show's 5th anniversary episode. Since then, the duo have proven to be quite a unit on screen, where Shelton is 2-0, and now more has come to light about their time in the company so far. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reports that MVP earned high praise upon his arrival in AEW, as he immediately set out to address his history with Chris Jericho. The pair had an altercation in a hotel in 2022 following a Dynamite taping, and MVP reportedly KO'd the ROH World Champion after a dispute during Jericho's second cruise. The fact that MVP would waste no time in addressing this matter head-on has earned him a lot of credit backstage, and those in the company are similarly high on Shelton Benjamin. Sapp reports that Benjamin joining AEW was discussed for some time, according to a veteran wrestler, and many in AEW are eager to work with him. Benjamin brings further depth and experience to the AEW roster, complementing MVP's leadership and presence within the company. Clearly, the two are doing very well, and now have Bobby Lashley with them, as the Almighty made an impactful debut this week with an attack on Swerve Strickland. With both MVP and Shelton Benjamin receiving positive reception internally, AEW fans can anticipate exciting new dynamics and matchups as they settle into their roles. What are your thoughts on MVP's approach to resolving his past issues with Jericho? Are you excited to see Shelton Benjamin in AEW? Share your thoughts in the comments below. During this week's AEW Dynamite, Private Party won the AEW World Tag Team Championships with a hard-fought and emotional victory over the Young Bucks. Had Zay and Quen lost, they would have been forced to disband as a team, but now it's the Bucks that fans shouldn't expect to see on AEW programming going forward. As we previously mentioned, a segment played out after the match showing the Bucks packing up their things, and they told Christopher Daniels that they had plans to work from home. According to Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer Radio, Nicholas Jackson has been working through a separated shoulder for quite some time, and it has seriously impacted his work. PW Insider adds that this title loss marked the end of the current Young Bucks storyline, and that the brothers are not planned to return to TV for some time. The report also made clear that neither Matt nor Nick are done with AEW, but for the time being, neither man will appear, which will give Nick time to heal up from his shoulder injury. On Twitter, Tony Khan congratulated Private Party on their win, saying it was 5 years in the making, a nod to how long the pair have been with AEW without tag title gold. Now it's Zay and Quen who have a huge target on their backs, and while the Bucks will hope to regain the titles down the line, don't expect a rematch in the near future. Now 2024 has been the year of Damian Priest, who held the World Heavyweight title for months after cashing in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 40 back in April. Though he's no longer the champion, Priest has remained a fixture of TV, and he has shared that he plans on regaining the World Heavyweight title after wrapping up his feud with Finn Balor. WWE has their own plans for the future of Damian Priest, as WrestleVotes Radio reports that there's plans to strengthen Priest's character on TV in regards to merch and appearances. More specifically, WWE has discussed Priest paying homage to his Puerto Rican culture by embracing the Vejigante mask he wore during Night 1 of WrestleMania 40. WWE has brought up Priest's Puerto Rican background in the past, and it was Priest who worked with Bad Bunny in the San Juan street fight at WWE Backlash in Puerto Rico last year. Do you believe WWE focusing on Damian Priest's Puerto Rican roots will genuinely help his character? Let us know in the comments section below. Over the summer, Becky Lynch ended her time with WWE after an impressive and lengthy career for the man that saw her win gold and plenty of accolades. During a Fightful Select Q&A, Sean Ross Sapp provided an update on Lynch, saying that ever since she left, both sides have believed that when the time came for a return, it'd be there. Lynch is said to be enjoying her time off, and WWE is trying to respect that, and this comes after PW Torch reported that Lynch told WWE at the time of her exit that she wouldn't be joining AEW. Have you been missing Becky Lynch on WWE TV? Who do you want to see her face if she returns to the promotion, and why? Share your thoughts down in the comments. Now, after a short break from TV after their feud with American-made, the Wyatt Six and Bo Dallas are back with a vengeance and have set their sights on Final Testament and The Miz. After this week's Raw, The Miz was kidnapped by the group, sending a clear message to their adversaries, though Karrion Kross didn't seem too upset by the news. During a recent interview with CBS Sports' Shaquille Majuri, Dallas shared his vision for the Wyatt Six, hinting at what's to come. He said, "I'll get back to there. There are going to be ups and downs. We'll come back more explosive than ever and keep the vibe and feeling that everyone has seen. It'll take turns no one saw coming. I think the future is very exciting and looks very, very bright for the Wyatt Six." When asked about how frequently his group should be competing in the ring, Dallas explained how the Wyatt Six will operate on its own terms. He said, "Whenever they need to take somebody out, whenever the Wyatt Six deem it necessary, we can get it done every day of the week if necessary." On the podcast, Bo revealed that initially WWE was opposed to him and his brother Bray being allies on screen, despite the pair agreeing that if a return to WWE happened, it would be as a team. Thankfully, WWE changed their minds, and after Bray's return to WWE in October 2022, Bo wouldn't be far behind, admittedly only appearing as Uncle Howdy with his brother. Sadly, Bo never appeared as himself alongside his brother after his 2022 return, but Bray's memory and legacy continues on in Bo and the Wyatt Six. With the Wyatt Six back, the WWE Universe remains anticipating their next move, and fans can expect this rivalry with the Final Testament and The Miz to only get more intense from here. What do you think of the Wyatt Six return and their new targets? Do you think they'll dominate their new feud? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. When it comes to loathed individuals on WWE TV, few names are more despised than Dominik Mysterio and the Maverick Logan Paul. Ironically, the pair were opponents during Paul's first match in WWE back at WrestleMania 38, but could fans soon see the content creator team up with Dirty Dom? On a recent episode of his Impulsive podcast with Liv Morgan as his guest, Paul shared that he has pitched a tag team of himself and Dominik to Triple H. When asked what the game's response was, Paul said that the idea didn't seem off the table and added that he and Mysterio are the two biggest villains in WWE. Paul and Mysterio certainly elicit some of the loudest boos whenever either man is on screen, and one can only wonder what it'll be like if they were an official team. But what do you think? Is this a tag team you'd want to see on WWE TV? Perhaps they could feud with the Motor City Machine Guns for the tag titles. Share your thoughts in the comments. The last time fans saw Wardlow compete, it was on the Big Business Dynamite in March, and ever since, fans have speculated on the future of the star many once saw as a future world champion. There is still no word on when fans can expect Wardlow back, but PW Insider reports that the former TNT champion was backstage during this week's edition of Dynamite. It was further added that he appeared healthy, but there's no word on when he'll make his in-ring return, as AEW has been tight-lipped about his absence. Only time will tell when he's back on TV and in a solid program again, as fans certainly miss the powerhouse being a regular on Dynamite and Collision. But who would you like to see Wardlow face upon his return? Do you think he could still be a future AEW World Champion? Let us know in the comments. It was in February 2022 that Cody Rhodes and Brandi Rhodes left AEW, and Cody would make his impactful return to WWE mere weeks later at WrestleMania 38. Since then, fans have speculated on the reason why he and Brandi left, and speaking to LeGrant this week, Rhodes wanted to put at least some of the rumors to bed. He said, "Here's what I can tell you it wasn't. It wasn't anything to do with Tony and Brandi. That's a big one, you hear it all the time. Tony didn't sign Brandi. No, Brandi had been re-signed." Rhodes added that the situation felt icky in AEW at the time he decided to leave, and he didn't want to taint the positive experience he'd had by staying for too long. He explained, "I had really great memories with all of them, all the way back to All In. I had a really beautiful experience for a while, and I wanted to keep the memories good. I wanted to be able to, in 10 years, if I see those guys, I wanted to keep them good." Cody's exit from WWE certainly worked out for the best for him, as he's now WWE's top babyface and is expected to headline his third straight WrestleMania next year. But what do you make of Cody's explanation? Did he do the right thing by leaving AEW in your eyes? Let us know your thoughts down below. On the podcast, Rhodes also brought up the topic of body sizes in wrestling and admitted that he's not opposed to body shaming in the wrestling business. Rhodes' reasoning was that physiques are important in the vanity business that is pro wrestling, and he disagrees with fans who say you can't body shame a wrestler. He said, "This is a vanity business. This is a weird online contingent that doesn't realize how important that physique is. We're wrestling with our shirts off, folks. It's okay to go to the gym. And you hear fans be like, you can't body shame wrestlers. What are you talking about? We're standing there half naked and you're paying hundreds of dollars to see us. Body shame me all you want." This comment is somewhat ironic, as Rhodes is noticeably smaller than the stars in the Hulkamania era and has often been smaller than opponents like Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Do you agree with what Cody Rhodes had to say regarding body shaming in professional wrestling? Sound off in the comments section below. It's safe to say that Tiffany Stratton is one of WWE's fastest rising stars, and as Miss Money in the Bank, seems destined to hold championship gold in the near future. Recently, it was reported that WWE is planning a massive match for Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania 41, with rumors of a title match with Charlotte Flair. While speaking on the takedown, Tiffany Stratton was asked about the rumors of a showdown with Flair and was on board with the idea. She said, "I can definitely see that happening and I'd love for it to happen. I really hope it does. Whether it's this WrestleMania or the next one, I'd love to see it, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I think she'll be back soon. Honestly, I'm not even sure where she is right now, so we'll just have to wait and see." Flair has been out since December of last year with a knee injury, and it was reported last month that she is still waiting to be cleared to compete. A Stratton-Flair feud has a lot of potential, and is this a match you want to see at WrestleMania, or are there better dance partners for both women? Give your thoughts on this match below. We're looking ahead to Raw's debut on Netflix, and it was previously reported by Fightful that WWE hopes for the show to be as big as a premium live event, and that could include the involvement of a huge name in music. According to WrestleVotes Radio on Backstage Pass, there has been high-level discussions for Travis Scott to appear on the first Raw of Netflix on January 6 next year. With John Cena set to appear, the debut Raw on Netflix is already lining up to be a huge show, and we'll have to see what else is in store as WWE makes its debut on the streaming platform. On this week's Dynamite, Adam Cole faced off against Buddy Matthews in Cole's first match in over a year, and the former NXT champion was able to get the win. During the match, Cole's ankle was seemingly re-injured and Matthews targeted it, and during the contest, Cole seemingly no-sold a set of moves that should have done damage. Matthews hit the turnbuckle powerbomb stomp combo, only for Cole to kick out at 1, and on social media, fans argued that Cole had no-sold the move used by Seth Rollins. One commenter called it pure disrespect to Rollins, who has used the combo in his matches, while another said it ruined the moment and called Cole's kickout so stupid. Another went as far as to say, the jealousy is real, suggesting that Cole is jealous of Rollins. And what did you think of Cole's quick kickout? Share your thoughts below. For years, AJ Gray has made a name for himself competing on the independents with appearances with Black Label Pro, West Coast Pro, and PWG to his name. This week, though, AJ shared on Instagram that his mother is in a much more serious fight as her one remaining kidney is failing and she is in need of a transplant. Gray said he's ready to volunteer a kidney if needed, but in doing so, it may end his time as a professional wrestler. He explained, "I just got some really messed up news. I'm not okay, but yeah, my mom only kidney is failing and I deadass don't know how to react. Like, what the F, man? As of this moment now, I'm done doing death matches. If she ends up needing a transplant, I'm gonna be the one giving it to her. I'm not risking any bloodborne viruses or diseases, and if she ends up needing one, I may be done with professional as a whole. I'm a man first, N-word second, wrestler third." This is a huge sacrifice for Gray to make to support his mother, and what do you make to this news? Let us know your thoughts down below. Since 2019, Dustin Rhodes has been a part of AEW, and right now, the former Goldust is both an ROH Tag Team Champion and 1/3 of that promotion's 6-man Tag Team Champions. In AEW, Rhodes has wrestled far much more than he did in his final years with WWE, but his future working with Tony Khan is certainly uncertain. It was previously reported that Rhodes' contract was set to end in September or at the start of October, but despite this report, he hasn't officially parted ways with AEW or Ring of Honor. In an update, Fightful Select reports that Rhodes and AEW are still in negotiations, but as of now, nothing was done yet, which may explain his absence from the ring. Rhodes has wrestled more this year than any year since 2020, but he hasn't competed since the September 26 taping of ROH Honor Club over a month ago. In addition to wrestling, Rhodes has also served as a coach for AEW, and will he reach a new deal with Tony Khan and return to the squared circle? Time will tell. Recently, WWE announced its new program, WWE ID, which aims to provide independent wrestlers with a direct path to WWE if they choose to go that route. The program follows in the footsteps of the Next in Line program, which performs a similar task for collegiate athletes, but not everyone on the indies is thrilled with WWE's latest tactic. Mike Johnson of PW Insider reports that a few indie promotions are already worried that WWE ID could seriously harm the independent scene once it's launched. There are fears that promoters will have issues booking WWE contracted wrestlers to lose, or that WWE could pull contracted talent from these shows at a moment's notice. Some have compared this to NXT UK's launch, which saw several indie promotions in the UK lose top names, and the impact on the British independent scene is still being felt. WWE ID has already announced partnerships with wrestling schools run by Booker T, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and Rikishi, and they may just be the start of this new movement. But what do you think of WWE ID? Is it a great way for indie wrestlers to reach the spotlight of WWE, or is it doomed to harm the independent scene? Share your thoughts down below. During a recent TNA taping, Chris Bay was seriously injured during a tag team match, and now we have an update on the ABC star. In a press release from TNA, it's shared that Bay has undergone neck surgery and began rehabilitating last Sunday and will remain in Detroit to undergo daily sessions. Bay's tag team partner Ace Austin has been by his side throughout this ordeal, and we here at Slatrock are continuing to wish Chris a full and speedy recovery. Next year, John Cena will end his incredible career in the ring, with plenty of wrestlers putting themselves forward as potential opponents in his retirement tour. Rob Van Dam, Randy Orton, and even TNA's Joe Hendry have brought up the idea of facing Cena, but could John's future also see him face the son of a former rival? While speaking to Muscle Man Malcolm, Zilla Fatu expressed how much he would love the chance to wrestle John Cena before John hangs up his jorts for good. He said, "I've met John Cena before plenty of times. I would love to wrestle John Cena, who wouldn't? Just to have the bragging rights to say you wrestled John Cena, I think that's dope. I don't care if I do care if I win, but he's a legend, definitely a Hall of Famer, so I would love to put him on my resume for sure." Zilla is the son of Umaga, who faced Cena at New Year's Revolution and the Royal Rumble in 2007, with John ending the undefeated streak of the Samoan Bulldozer. With Zilla being part of Reality of Wrestling, one of the promotions in WWE ID, the possibility of a match can't be ruled out, and it would certainly be a huge way for Fatu to debut. Cena has faced many in Zilla's family, from Umaga to The Rock to Roman Reigns to Solo Sikoa, and could Zilla be next? Fans will have to wait and see next year. And we're ending with some joyous news, as it was back in April that Ruby Soho shared to the world and Angelo Parker that she was pregnant with the couple's first child. The couple married shortly after, and on Instagram this week, Soho shared that the pair have welcomed their daughter Evie into the world. The comments flooded with well wishes by wrestlers and fans alike, and we'd like to join those people by sending our best wishes to the AEW stars on this newest addition to their family.